This is RC.
It's your girl K Marie.
K Wilk.
Your boy Black.
Your girl Lady.
And I'm Sirr. And you're listening to
2020.
2020.
2020.
2020. 2020.
2020 Podcast.
2020. I did that one for you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Business Minute. I'm your host, Sirr, and today I have a special guest, the director of the Ministry of Drama from Breath of Life Christian Church, Miss Chantelle McKinney. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And Miss Chantelle, if you could, just tell everyone what it is that you do.
Like you said, I am over the drama ministry at Breath of Life Christian Church. This is a new ministry, so we're kicking off doing our first stage play this Friday night at 6:30 at our church location, which is 3767 Professional Parkway. We've also started doing skits in December. We did a Christmas skit, and we also did a watch night skit. So right now, just growing the ministry is kind of like my main focus at the moment. Right. Pushing plays out, but in the process of doing the plays, it has to be a meaning. It's strictly Bible. Okay. You know, I can't do it unless if I don't hear from God, it's not gonna work. You know, it's right. In my book, it's not gonna work. If I don't hear from Him, it's not gonna work.
Right. I appreciate that. If you're not led by God, you're not gonna do it. That's how you keep it pure. I completely respect that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ms. McKinney, if I may ask, how long have you been active?
Actually, to be honest, I've acted before, but I have not had the passion that I have now. I really started last year around this time. Mm-hmm. You know, pushing forward with my writing and my acting. That has been a good outlet for me to release some of the things that I've been through in my past, but now that I'm not so much focused on my past, I'm looking more towards the future. You know, everything is not so dramatized. Right. You know, it's all about saving the people, kingdom building, and, you know, branching off, helping people, helping us, helping the church. So that's where I'm going with that. So yes, it's been quite a shaky year. But I have did also some acting outside of the church. I did a little small role on CSI. I'm still getting offers to do roles for this month actually. So pray to God that I get that.
All right.
So you know, it's a lot going on. Okay. It's a lot.
All right. And that leads me to one of my favorite questions in the interview process is what inspired you to start acting?
What inspired me is going to sound cliche-ish.
It's okay.
But when you've been, you know, just down and out and depressed, shall I say. I'm going to say depressed because that's where I was. I was in a depressive state, suicidal, I didn't have an outlet. So I was literally holding everything in. And a friend of mine, Kevin Lavelle, he's actually we're all part of a group actually that I'm in, Socially Awkward. So this group is also helping me with my outlet of not holding my feelings in. So that group is also helping me to write. So with that being said, with me being depressed and in a suicidal state, not knowing which end I'm going to come out of, being in my bed for days, like literally for days, and not realizing that something is wrong with me. My friend sat me down and told me I need to write. And the moment I started writing, it was just like a release. It was like, that's what I needed. I needed to put it all down on paper. Once I started writing, then the skit came. Then once after the skits came, then the play came. So it's just an outlet of feelings and emotions. I have a lot of skits that I've wrote, but I have not produced because I wrote them in a season of hurt and pain. So, but now that I'm in a different place, I can get those skits and revamp them in a more spiritual way.
Right.
And put them in the church. Or I can put them with my group Socially Awkward and make it funny. Instead of hurtful, I can make it funny, because church gives me my outlet to reach God and reach heaven and give God and Jesus the worship and the praise that they ultimately deserve. But Socially Awkward give me that release to where I can relax and just be funny.
Right.
Be myself. Be the normal, goofy person that don't nobody get to see every day.
All right. Yeah.
So it's been a great transition, I must say. This past year has been a lot of ups and downs, but it has been a great transition. Okay,
and I'm glad you stated that last bit, because that's part of my next question. What obstacles did you encounter along the way, to come this far?
Oh Lord, a lot of hurts. I never realized once you start walking in your purpose and in your promise, when you start walking the road of wanting to do right and pleasing God and want to do His work, that's when it seems like everything that can possibly thrown at you, all the pain, all the hurt, backbiting, everything gets thrown at you. And at that moment, you have to stop and realize, okay, I've been here before. I can't do what I did last time, because last time when I did it like this, I was depressed, I was hurt, I was in the bed for days, just didn't do nothing. I was ready to go take my life. But now it's different. I'm walking in my purpose and in my promise, but in a spiritual way. So everything that I'm going through now, my walk is different from how I was months ago.
Right.
So the obstacles are different only because of how I changed my mindset and my thought. I was either going to walk by faith, trust on God, or I was going to trust Him but not have the faith that He can make me come out of what I've been through already.
Right.
So I had to change my mindset.
Okay, I respect that. All right. And now my next question has to play with something we were talking about before we got started, and that's being a person who wears many hats. Also, being a parent, doing things in the church, and also, being an actress. How do you manage to find that balance between work and your personal life?
Oh, that's, you know what? It's difficult, but like I said, with faith, it works.
All right.
I don't worry about what if I'm not there for an event, that she has, or right now my daughter is sick, but I still have to put on my leadership hat, and I still have work that has to be done. So I can be mommy, but still handle business. I can be mommy and still make sure people, the actors and actresses that I have in my play, make sure that they have everything that they need. If they need anything, make sure they're covered.
Right.
But also take care of her. And also have time for myself, because in that space, you have to have time for yourself to keep your mind at ease. So you have to have that hour, at least an hour. Some people take 30 minutes, but I'll say an hour. For me, I need an hour of time out the day where it's just me and God, and I just hear Him and we talk.
Right.
Even though He knows everything that's going on, but still I've been wanting to talk because I'm a talker. So.
All right. No, I definitely understand that. That, like you said, that meditation time is crucial. It realigns the vision, should I say.
Okay.
All right. So next, this is a question that if you need a moment to think about it, I completely understand, because this one is a little bit of a tough one. Over your years of experiences, which one experience do you find to be the most memorable of all?
Actually, the first skit that I did. I'm gonna tell you why it was the most memorable because I actually wrote on a situation that happened between me and a guy that I was talking to. You know, the situation didn't end good, but I switched it. And I made it more relevant towards married couples. Even though we were both single, I made it more towards married couples. I don't know why. And I made it more towards married couples. And the emotion that I had, I wasn't emotional before I started the skit. But the moment I got on stage, it was different. And my character, I was like, I need to cry at the end. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cry the whole time at rehearsing it. When I got on the stage, I cried at the end. I gave the emotion that I was seeming for.
Right.
And I was proud of myself for that. But the reason why I say it's the most memorable, because a lady in the audience said, oh my God, that is the exact same thing that's going on in my house right now. And I was like, I didn't know then at that moment that God was literally using me to minister to other people.
Right.
But I can think back to that moment. That, to me, that was the most memorable one because it was my first. And for a person in the audience that does not know me, won't know me from Adam, and I haven't seen that person since, but she was going through the exact same thing in her household that I was presenting out to them. And I was just like, oh God, okay.
Right. Okay. Now, for every high, as I like to say, there's a low. So at any point during this, during this journey you've been on, did you feel that you wouldn't be successful? And if so, who or what changed your mind?
Honestly, recently. The play that's going on this Friday is called Welcome to Hell. I started writing this the day after, 2 days after watch night. I got the idea in December before watch night, but I didn't start focusing on it until after watch night. So I've been writing it. And I was literally like, ooh, I don't think this is gonna happen. I can't do this. I can't. And a prophetess came up to me, and we're good friends, but I did not talk to her about everything. Mm-hmm. It's some stuff I just keep to myself, and I talk to God with. And she literally looked me in my face and said, you know what you're doing. God has talked to you. Stop. She literally looked me in my face and said, stop, because you're not walking by faith. If you walk by faith, everything else will fall in line. You worrying about too much. Just stop, listen, and focus, and walk by faith. You have a guard up. Let that guard down and move by faith. And I promise you, the moment I did that, everything has been falling in place. I don't worry about anything. So this play has literally pushed me to my faith level. Yeah, I have faith, but it's always that little hint of doubt that I had with this play. But now, as the play is 2 days away, I don't have the same doubts that I did when I first started. So this has been the last couple of weeks has been like a low point for me, because I was doubting what God was giving me. And at that moment, she pretty much told me, stop doubting what you're getting out from him. And she read me to the T. And I only had one choice, and that was to change. So that's what I had to do. I can't ask God for something and expect for it to come easy.
Right.
Like, it doesn't work that way. It sounds great, but no.
All right. Well,
It
you're
doesn't
right.
operate like that.
Okay. All right. I like that answer. So that leads me to my long-term question. So where would you like to see yourself as an actress, as a parent, or, just further on into ventures that you may not have considered yet? Where would you like to see yourself in 1 year, 3 years, and in 10 years?
In 1 year, I want to travel with a lot of my plays. I want my plays to be so meaningful and people get and understand the message that is being given to them, that they want me to come and bring the plays to their churches. Travel in a year. That's where I see myself traveling.
Okay.
3 years. I want to actually be more fluent with writing for like a show. I don't know what show, but I see myself in like New York or California writing for a show.
Okay.
A movie, just that adventure, but still doing what I'm doing, but writing, like people finding me to write for their shows, to write for their plays. Just that's where I see myself. People finding me. Like I won't have to go and do the searching. They search for me. They'll find me.
All right.
10 years. 10 years. Hopefully, we're gonna pray that my husband comes within a year. And have a family and still writing and doing plays and skits and ministering to people, still doing what I love and I know I'm called to do, and that's speak life into other people, not just myself, but everybody. It's always something for somebody.
Right.
I'm going through stuff for the next person. It might seem horrible, but clearly, God, okay, I'm going through this because you want me to tell so-and-so not to do this. So
right. I'm
just going along with the process. So in 10 years, I want to be established more through God's eyes, that I did him justice. I did what he told me to do. I heard his voice and I did it.
Right.
No matter how it hurt or stung.
All right. I love it.
We're glorifying him.
All right. When you dedicate it back to him, that's the best form of praise. All right. And my last question, and this is dedicated to the people that are out there who will listen to this interview and this podcast and just have been in your shoes and have been scared to take that leap of faith, going all in for themselves. What words of encouragement would you have for that person who's just starting?
Have faith. I mean, it's scary. You can't, it's scary. Trust and believe me, it's scary. It might seem like the walls are closing in. Everything around you is just, it seems like everything you touch or everything you come across is just bad, it's negative. You don't see this acting going on, you don't see the writing going anywhere, but I promise you, if you just trust and have faith and just walk and do what you hear him do. Now, just remember, there are two voices that's talking to you. There's Satan on one side and God on the other side. But you have to be mindful of where you want to go. God's voice is very faint, and he's not going to repeat himself. He's going to tell you one time to do something.
Right.
And when you hear that voice, do it. Have the faith. Faith is hard. Trust and believe me. Having total faith in something you don't see is the ultimate prize in my book. Because you're giving all your fears. Fear will damage everything. If you walk by fear, if you walk by sight and fear, you're going to go nowhere. Fear takes you nowhere. You have to walk by faith. Have faith in what you believe in your business is. If it's acting, have faith that you're going to make it. But put in the work. If you're writing, have faith. Put in the work. But have faith that you putting in the work, doing your best, and you're going to get noticed. Have faith. If you want to do hair, have faith. Put in the work. Have faith. You have to. Faith without works is dead. He gives it to us every day. Faith without works is dead.
Right.
Remember that. Faith without works is dead. That's all I can say. And trying to live by that is everything.
All right. Well,
Faith without works is dead.
I'm going to take that as my message of the day. I appreciate that. All right. So, Ms. Chantell, if you could, just in case someone wanted to get in contact with you, or if they had any questions, how could they get in contact with you?
Well, through Facebook. Anytime through Messenger on Facebook. My name is Chantelle McKinney on Facebook. My email address is Chantell, CHANTELLE .McKinney, MCKINNEY 2009@gmail.com. My phone number is 251-366-2378. But the quickest way and the easiest way to get me, because I answer them a lot, is my email. Email and Facebook. Because I hear those first. Because those, I don't know why, hear those first. But my phone, I don't like to miss messages. So if you send me a message through Messenger or Facebook, I can answer it. Phone calls, I might miss.
Right.
Because I am constantly doing something. So I can't answer the phone all the time. But those are the best ways to get in touch with me.
All right. Well, Ms. Chantell, it's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you taking time out your day. I know it's been a hectic last couple of days before the play. Welcome to Hell this weekend, this Friday. We will definitely be there, 2020 podcast ourselves in support, and we look forward to seeing you.
All right. Thank you.
No, thank you.